I'm passionate about, helping people and being able to make a positive difference. And, you know, it's just a blessing for me to be able to do this type of thing because my brother never asked for credit or never asked to be recognized for helping me because that's what brothers do for each other. That's what family is supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to help each other, like it said. He didn't feel like he was making an exception for me or that I was holding him back because I had a disability. He had a 2000 white Dodge Dakota pickup truck with a huge bed in the back and they just put my wheelchair in the back and we go for a drive and just be normal brothers. Like a lot of people, they see stories about disabled people on the news and like to have special people in their lives that make it possible for them to do things. It's like my family is very humble, and I don't like to put myself out on display for everybody because I don't see myself like that. I don't even see myself as an inspiration because I'm the person up here saying the words, but I could help people to start the right conversation. But what happens when I leave? Like, how are people going to take what I say and put it into action in their own lives? Because I've done a lot of these presentations, and it's really up to the people and everybody involved after I leave. Like, people always say, well, thanks for coming, you're such an inspiration. Like, okay, but what's going to happen when I leave? Like, what are you going to remember? Are you going to remember, is it going to make you feel good when you go to sleep at night? Like, oh, I heard Jamie talk today. But are you really going to make a difference for yourself? Because it's not about me, it's about everybody. And it's like, I want to see other people who have challenges and who have struggles in their life, because that's a common theme for everybody. I want to see people succeed, and I want to see people have confidence, and I want to see people be able to reach their full potential, even if they don't think it's possible. And I started off this being like a tribute to my brother, but it's so much more than that. And there's one more cool story. At the Leadership Forum, there's this workshop about people and their positive and negative stereotypes with disabilities, like positive and negative words, positive and negative actions. And there's this workshop with two people that have disabilities. They both have MS. And their names are Mary Ellen and Danielle. And one of them is more progressive, and she is, farther along in the progression of MS, so she has to use a scooter. And the other one still can use her legs and walk, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell that she has a disability. You wouldn't be able to tell because, I don't know, it's not visible. And when they all went to college, they had difficulty embracing themselves and coming out as a person with a disability. But the thing is, when you have the courage to come to the forefront about your disability, it helps other people with disabilities to know that it's okay to be vulnerable about your situation. And the workshop was, we would talk about things that are difficult to talk about for some people. And, there's thoughts in people's heads about, I have these negative thoughts, I have these negative words like helpless, useless, waste of space, like just picture all these negative words associated with disability. And like every single word you could possibly think of that's associated with disability that's negative, it was probably said that day. It was probably said that day. And then the whole script was flipped, and it's like, okay, think of every positive word about disability. And that's a conversation that's really hard for a lot of people to have. It's really hard for a lot of people to have conversations about sadness and struggle and about disability, because you don't want to seem like you have no pride or you aren't confident in yourself because you open yourself up, and that's scary for a lot of people, especially if you haven't had the chance to do that. It's scary for a lot of people. And the end result of the workshop was, you know, the two women had rocks, and they had poster board, and you pick a word from the list, and you associate that word with the rock. So every time you look at the rock, you think of the positive word, and you think of the experience you had at the leadership forum, and you think of all these people who want to see you succeed and want to see you do great things in your life. And the idea is that it's supposed to remind you of how great your disability is, because it's all about empowerment. And you know, it's a perfect timing for people like that, because most of these people are going off to school, and it's their first time being away from home, and they want to, you know, go off and start the new phase of their life with a new found confidence. And you know, I'm the type of person that, you know, I don't need a lot of reminders to stay confident, because I'm pretty confident in myself. But it's pretty amazing for me to be able to leave there and to know that I've learned just as much from them as they did from me, and to be like, I'm empowered by these individuals, and you know, I have like five or 6 years on these individuals, and like, I guess it just shows you that like you can learn from anybody, no matter the age difference or no matter how many life experiences you have. You never stop learning, and it's just awesome for me to be able to, you know, have that experience. And it made me realize that I want to work with people with disabilities, and I want to work with, you know, youth that have, you know, that are in the transitional phase in their life, because it's very, you know, it's very fulfilling for me to do that, and it's very, I don't mind getting emotional. I don't, like, a lot of people are afraid to like open up, but if you know you're opening up for the right reasons, to show other people who have reservations that it's okay, because it really is okay. It's okay for people to be vulnerable about stuff, and it's okay for people to be unsure about their future, because I really, like, to be perfectly honest, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a job tomorrow or next week, but like, I do know that I'm doing something that I'm passionate about right now. Like, and I do know that life is too short to worry about, you know, what's gonna happen in the next 5 or 10 years, because if you worry about too much what happens in the future, then you're gonna miss what's happening right now. And that's what's been so amazing about the past 2 years. And it's taken me so long to figure that out, because so many people get caught up in the day-to-day thing about going to work, about doing what they have to do on a regular basis, and they never take the step back to say, you know what, I'm pretty grateful for what I have right now. I'm pretty grateful for what I have right now, because too many people are too concerned about what am I doing this weekend, or what am I doing in a couple weeks, or I'm looking forward to that, vacation next summer. But a life-changing moment could happen in a couple of hours, and you'd be too focused on something else to miss it. And you don't want to miss things. And it took me a long time to be able to come to grips with myself after Dan passed away. But I finally did it, and it's because I realized that I shouldn't take anything for granted, and I shouldn't let moments pass by. And I've been able to, do this awesome thing about being able to come to these places and do this. And the ultimate message is I learned through a movie, and the movie is called Pursuit of Happiness. And I don't know how many people have actually seen that movie, but it's one of my favorite actors is Will Smith, and he's a traveling salesman who has a son, and they're going back and forth to different homeless shelters, and they don't know where the next meal is coming from, and they don't know where they're going to sleep, but he does his best to provide for his son and to be happy, because he knows that he should be happy because he has his son and he has his family. But, you think in a moment like that, you'd be in crisis because people like to be in control, and you like to know what your next step is because you like to plan. But he didn't have that luxury. He didn't know what's going to happen next. But he remained positive, and he didn't lose focus of the big picture. He didn't lose focus of the main goal, and that is pursuit of happiness. Because you can't be happy all the time. That'd be weird. It should be weird for somebody to walk around with a smile on their face all the time. You can't expect somebody to do that. But you can expect somebody to try to be happy. And you can expect somebody to, pinpoint things in their life that makes them happy. Whether it's like, oh, I'm really looking forward to the weekend, or I'm really looking forward to the time that I, can get outside and enjoy the beach. Being from Scituate, that's what we do. So it's just about the little things in life, and I just really been able to appreciate, that, and it took me a long time to be able to, have that mindset, but finally did it, and it's taken me a long way, and I just don't take anything for granted anymore. And it's actually a really, when you don't think that you're going to be able to get out from underneath something, like you don't think that you're going to be able to get up from rock bottom, after something like that happens to a person, especially somebody as close to me as my brother, but I did it, and for all the right reasons too, so I don't have any regrets, and I just am very thankful for you guys having me here, and I'm very thankful for you being able to listen to me and let me tell my story, because every person that hears what I have to say is another avenue for my message to get out there. So, thanks.